It's not every kid. It's not the majority of kids.
Breaking the cycle. City leaders say it's just a small group of teens behind an apparent surge in youth violence in our city. News 5's Homa Bash sat down with Cleveland Police Chief Calvin Williams today to talk with him exclusively about what's being done, Homa.
Danita, the chief says it's not just a police thing, it's not just a city thing, it is an everybody thing, and that is something they have been quietly working on over the last few months. Do you think we have a youth violence problem in the city?
I think there is probably a youth violence problem all over the country, yes.
What do you do when 14, 15, 16-year-olds are committing the worst crimes known to man? What do you do as a city, as a police department? Police Chief Calvin Williams says they're tackling that issue in a different way these days.
Just locking people up and trying to throw away the key doesn't work. You have to look at some of those things that cause people, especially young folks, to want to commit crimes and to be involved in it life.
So they're taking a close look at those things, trying to break that cycle.
Our educators, our healthcare workers, our mental health professionals, everybody that has a hand in touching the lives of kids in the city, we're trying to get them involved.
Dwayne Deskins, former Cuyahoga County juvenile prosecutor, is now in charge of the other piece, tackling youth violence in Cleveland.
In many ways, it's a misnomer to look at violence as a correlation of how many homicides or felonious assaults per 100,000. If you're talking about violence reduction, the better calculation would be how many opportunities are there per 100,000.
So for the last year, his newly formed Office of Intervention, Prevention, and Opportunities for Youths has worked to create those opportunities. Getting teens jobs, offering kids programs like art, dance, and chess clubs inside rec centers.
If you look at the numbers, 97% of the kids in this city, against tough odds, are doing everything we ask of them.
But the biggest piece left to tackle is the access to guns. Not just in our city, but across the country.
If we don't stem the tide of how many guns kind of just flow through our cities every day, then you're always going to have a 14-year-old that can have access to a weapon.
They're everywhere. And I don't think that we fully appreciate the fact that they're everywhere and that they're going to make bad decisions because they are young people. That's what kids do.
It is an issue that didn't begin overnight. So fixing it, that won't happen overnight either.
County Juvenile Justice Center, 6 teens are behind bars charged with murder. 43 are incarcerated for aggravated robbery with a gun. I have an entire breakdown on this story on our website. Live in Cleveland, Homa Bash, News 5.